Some cue. Tradition, rich, and lore. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Gators from their own 25-yard line. We got a whistle first.
False start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Billy Napier's the first-year head coach of the Gators. His team coming in 4-4 overall. This is just their second road game of the season. Their only other road contest was a 5-point loss at Tennessee. Former Sun Belt Coach of the Year, two-time winner of that award. 1st and 15, the penalty against the Gators. They're going to keep it on the ground again and nowhere to go for Montrell Johnson Jr. Jackson making the tackle on the play. Hey, Jimbo Fisher, the 5th-year head coach of the Texas A&M Aggies, struggling right now. We chronicled that at the top of the show. Not only that, they have been riddled as a team by the flu bug that is running rampant through the locker room. And they've had several key players they've had to replace on both sides of the football. We'll talk about that in just a bit. 2nd and 17. Richardson downfield, complete at the 35. What a dart. Complete for Zayers with a 17-yard gain. They're going to get up to the line quickly. Johnson broke a couple of tackles, made it right back to the line of scrimmage. Good penetration up front by Jackson. Well, there are a litany of Aggies that are unavailable right now. What do you make of this, Robert? And how does it impact that? Flu, injuries, all of the above.
Yeah, well, they've had 32 freshmen who have played this season, and this is just going to make more of them have to go out there. And the biggest problem is they lost their quarterback from last week, Connor Wigman, who had a great day. They thought they finally figured out who their quarterback was going to be, and they still don't have one.
Richardson with time. Another completion on the Aggie side of midfield. That's Pearsall, who came into the ball game with 19 catches, and the Gators moved the sticks again on that 23-yard hookup.
Right now, the Gators are moving the football, throwing it more than they are running. The Aggies defensive coordinator, G.J. Durkin, wanted to make sure that Anthony Richardson could beat them with his arm, and so far he's showing that he can.
He hands it off again to Johnson. Great handwalk to stay on his feet twice. Makes it near the 30-yard line. Great balancing act to pick up 12, but there's a flag down on the play.
You'll see here he breaks a nice tackle. No ankle tackles for him. Uses the hand again, stays up, showing off that balance. We see you, Montrell Johnson.
From the 30.
False start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's going to go against Michael Tarquin.
Yeah, it's Michael Tarquin's second false start penalty there.
I can. ETN in the backfield now. Henderson in motion. Richardson. Ball's tipped and incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 15, intended for Dante Zanders, the tight end. Zipperer is out this week. One of the key players offensively for Florida.
You know, offensive coordinator Rob Sale said he wanted to move the pocket a little bit, get Anthony Richardson in the flow of the game. And also, you've seen with the tempo that they've used, putting pressure on this young Texas A&M Aggies defense, making them communicate with motions and shifts before the snap.
2nd and 15, Henderson in motion again. Their leading receiver, reception-wise, coming in. They're going to hand it off between the tackles to ETN. And he's stopped up by Andre White Jr., setting up a 3rd down and long. Now, keep in mind that last week, Robert, they had 3 consecutive 3-and-outs to start the game in their loss against Georgia. They've moved it pretty well so far.
Yes, they have. They wanted to come out and start fast, not just because that's what you hear every coach out there in the country say, but also because this Texas A&M team seems to start slow. So they wanted to try to bury them early. This 3rd and long, 3rd and 13 is crucial to that development.
Etienne out of the backfield. The receiver screen is complete, but nowhere to go. Fraziers is brought down immediately by Shuple. No gain on the, 4th down coming up. So we're going to have the place kicker come in, Adam Mihalik. 7 of 11 on the season. This one coming from 50 yards. Has 55-yard range with room to spare. Gators taking a 3-0 lead, getting on the scoreboard first.
That is what they say. You got to play your best football as you get into November and December, and some teams in January.
If you're fortunate enough. Fair catch called. First down and 10 for the Aggies back here. First possession of the game. Haynes King is the starting quarterback. Hands it off to Devon Achane. Reverses field. Oh, he flipped the script. And he's writing them up a ticket. Achane off the chain on the first play. And we got a flag late. Wow, what a beginning for the Aggies. 65-yard gallop by Devon Achane.
That's exactly what they needed to start the game.
During the run, personal foul, face mask, defense, number 3. The kick is half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Yeah, you can see it right there. A little face mask, pulling it down in on Achane.
Easily the most dynamic player on that offensive unit for Texas A&M. Look at those numbers. Stellar.
Yeah. Well, Mark, the offensive coordinator, Daryl Dickey, said they needed to start fast. How about a 65-yard run out the gate for you starting fast?
In the red zone, Achane brought down behind the line of scrimmage at the 8-yard line by Powell Ryland Jr. It'll be 2nd and goal. That run was the longest run of the season for Texas A&M.
And when you're Texas A&M and you come in with a new quarterback in Haynes King, yes, he started a couple games, but we saw Connor Wigman go out there last week and throw for 338 yards and 4 touchdowns. You're saying, how can we get this done with Haynes King running the football? And that stat you see right there, they've only been in the red zone 25 times this year. 105th in the FBS. They have to come away with a touchdown here.
King delivers incomplete, contact and a flag. Evan Stewart was the intended receiver. And Jaden Hill was on him like white on rice.
Pass interference, defense, number 23. The ball was placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Yeah, there it is. You'll see number 23, Jaden Hill. He's just laying on top of Evan Stewart right there, holding on to him, just like that plastic on your mama's couch way back in the day, trying to keep that grease off.
Yeah. Unless company came over, then it came off. First and goal after the penalty. Achane looking for a seam and waltzes in. Struts into the end zone, swells up his chest, and the Aggies take a 6-0 lead. That's his 6th rushing touchdown of the season.
Oh yeah, Devon Achane, he's gonna go down, ride the wave, and then find the vision to get backside. All that mess over there, you know what? I'm just gonna run over here because ain't nobody home.
Well, he started it, and he put the period on it.
Got more business to do.
Yeah. Florida's going to take it 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. And
he processes the game extremely well, and they give him a ton of freedom at the line of scrimmage to check in and out of the right runs, and they have been one of the best running teams in all of college football.
Off the RPO, fires complete, threw it behind his tight end, Zanders. And Zanders is about 3 yards short of the first down. 2nd down and about 3 to go, up at the line of scrimmage quickly.
Nice, easy movement play to get Richardson out on the edge.
Keeps it himself and makes it out near to the 44-yard line. Remember, he also had 11 rushes for 49 yards last week in that game against Mississippi. So we've talked about his running ability. Wow. This is really tough.
And right there, you saw it again, pulling on the zone read. This guy has been a rushing machine. We'll talk to you a little bit more of that along in this broadcast.
Hands it off, a gaping hole up the middle. Etienne eats up some yardage and runs for a Gator first down, a 12-yard gallop. Robert, tell me about the keys to this game today.
Yeah, we talk about something's got to give. Both of these teams have had their struggles on 3rd down. Florida on defense, one of the worst in the country getting off the field. A&M, one of the worst in the country getting conversions. We talk about who's the 12th man for Texas A&M, and we'll talk about those after this play.
They fake the jet sweep. Richardson hands it off to Etienne. Let's go back to those keys. I'm waiting for the Sour Patch explanation.
So who's the 12th man? This is a flu game, essentially, for the Texas A&M Aggies. We got to have people that step up for them in roles that they weren't supposed to be playing today. And then the Sour Patch Kid. That's talking all about Anthony Richardson. Which version of him is going to show up today?
Oh, okay. That's what it was. Etienne showed up. Nice cutback and makes it down to the 28-yard line.
When you talk about Anthony Richardson, the Missouri version of him that threw for 66 yards and the Kentucky version of him, Gator fans don't want to see that. They want to see the Tennessee version of him, the Utah version, the playmaker. So which will he be today, sour or sweet?
Etienne between the tackles down to the 28-yard line. Kerr makes the tackle on the 2-yard gain. And the name sounds familiar. Etienne, yes, Trevor, the younger brother of Travis Etienne. Last week he had the Gators' first touchdown to make it 28-10 in the 3rd quarter in that Georgia game. And sometimes you wonder about the Gators coming off an emotionally charged game like last week against the Bulldogs, but so far off to a good start. Henderson in motion at the top of your screen, taking a shot, got a man, and dropped at the 2-yard line. And a hit on Pearsall. Jalen Jones delivered the blow. And let's see what the flag is. A potential targeting, perhaps? A defenseless player?
Personal foul. Targeting. Defense, number 17. That play is under review.
Wow, looked like he's going to check a lot of boxes on the targeting.
Yeah, he is. You got a defenseless player who's a receiver. He hits him with the crown of the helmet to the head neck area. Man.
We'll get the adjudication of the call on the other side of this. Be right back. Well, we just got the call a moment ago. Jalen Jones has been ejected from the game.
To be something that has these guys with long-term effects.
Richardson hands it off to Montrell Johnson. Johnson, the team's leading rusher, coming in over 56 yards per game, brought down by Edgerrin Cooper. 2nd down coming up from about the 10-yard line. The Gators have been able to move the ball fairly well so far on this, their 2nd drive of the football game. Pearsall is back in the game after taking that hit a moment ago, number 1.
And Mark, don't let that targeting call distract from the fact that Anthony Richardson just threw a dime on that throw.
Yeah, great point. Keeps it himself here, puts his hat down. Hello, end zone. Touchdown, Gators. And they get that touchdown right back. Well, Robert, you talked about Sour Patch. This is the good version of him, right?
Yes, this is the sweetness on the little quarterback power. Anthony Richardson shows you why people love him so much. 6'4", 232 pounds. Nobody wants to tackle him. Look at him.
Billy Napier a little bit earlier yesterday, and he told us that Richardson's disposition instinctively is to be quiet. And for Richardson, that was his 7th rushing touchdown of the season. And a fair catch at the 3-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Aggies. Hey,
has really looked like he's really been on it out there for the past couple of weeks. They do have a chance, but I'm rocking with Bryce Young.
1st down and 10 for Haynes King. They're going to run it on 1st down. Achane stopped up immediately by Dexter Sr. Let's go down to Quint. Q-Dog, you there?
Texas A&M coming off a 4-game losing streak. Jimbo Fisher, I felt yesterday in the facility as Haynes rolls out and completes the pass to Stewart on the far side. I thought the vibe in the facility yesterday, coming off a 4-game losing streak and dealing with a flu virus epidemic on campus and within the team, I thought they were really positive, Mark. I really expected an Aggie program to be a little down in the dumps, but I was amazed at their resilience, the energy, and just the overall vibe. It was against the grain, so to speak.
Yeah, when you think about the inordinate amount of freshmen, true freshmen and redshirt freshmen that he's playing, patience, the operative word. Pass complete to a non-freshman. That's an upperclassman, a senior, Max Wright, with the gain of 8 yards on the play.
And Mark, we really enjoyed talking with Max Wright yesterday. He's a converted defensive end, now playing at the tight end position. Said it happened at just the right time after his sophomore season. He hurt his neck, and he made that transition. And the one thing you can't see underneath that helmet right now,
I saw
there it is.
That's an impressive
mustache. Look at that mustache. You got to show appreciation for guys that have the stache ready to go.
Toss into the boundary. Achane trying to turn up. And brought down at about the 44. Dexter Sr. with the tackle. Robert, you and I both appreciate track and field, and we use the term track speed very judiciously.
Oh, yeah.
He has track speed.
And track speed is different. On both of his runs on that opening drive, he was cut back on both of them. And you just see how fast he gets down the field and eats up yards.
And King with a nice toss, a bullet down to the 17. To Moose Muhammad. They're not booing, they're saying Moose.
Yeah, you love it when they say Moose like that because good things are happening. And I got to give a shout out to offensive coordinator Darryl Dickey, because on this drive, he's done an amazing job of getting Haynes King in rhythm. Gave him a nice little boot action, comes back, runs another one. He throws the check down to Max Wright, and that gives you confidence as a quarterback to push the ball down the field like he did there to Moose Muhammad. Let's show them some love because they're running a great game plan right now.
King hands it off, and Achane with nowhere to go might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Lamont Mellon making the stop, a.k.a. Princely. One of the key defenders on that front for the Gators. He was actually recruited by Texas A&M. Dynamic pass rusher. Had a lot of big Power 5 offers coming out of high school, and has some 35 people here today, including mom and dad, watching the game. Blitz coming. King delivers high outside and incomplete. Intended for Achane, who was working against Jaden Hill.
You know, we talked about one of the keys was something's got to give. Texas A&M on offense, wow, 106th in the FBS in conversions. Florida's defense, they allow 52%. That's 130th in the FBS. So we're going to see which one's going to give right here on 3rd and 10. Somebody's got to either stay on the field or get off of it.
King fires, complete, caught at the 3 by Moose Muhammad again. He was working against Trevez Johnson and made a nice grab. It's 1st and goal after that 14-yard gain.
Looks like our guy Haynes King has found his man, Moose Muhammad.
Achane tried to jump stop and change direction, and Lamont Mellon made a nice hit back near the 5. Hey, one of the names missing prominently is Brenton Cox, who was dismissed from the team this week.
Yeah, Brenton Cox Jr. was dismissed. We talked to Coach Billy Napier. He gave us nothing as far as, listen, it was just a decision that they needed to move on. But Princely Umamiela, number 33, who my man Mark Jones has been talking about the last couple plays, they believe he's ascending. His play has gotten better throughout the year, and they believe that even with Brenton Cox Jr., he is their best pass rusher. I doubt that, but
okay.
Umamiela has shown that he has that ability, and he's got to show it today.
2nd and goal. King, high, incomplete in the end zone, intended for his tight end Max Wright. So it'll be 3rd down and goal from about the 5-yard line. What do you like here, partner, in terms of a play call for the Aggies?
Well, the last 2 big plays they've had have gone to Moose Muhammad III. Last week he had 8 catches for 112 yards and a touchdown. I like kind of working him back into the fold here on 3rd and goal. We just saw something had to give between the 3rd downs of these teams, and A&M got it done. Why not work to your guy Moose Muhammad in the slot up to the top of your screen?
11th play of the drive, 3rd and goal. Out of the backfield, wide open, Achane, a race that he'll always win. Touchdown Aggies. His 2nd score of the afternoon. Achane. We talked about that Olympic speed. That's a 10-4 100-meter on display right
yes,
there.
Yes, it was, and I love it. They worked to the side of Moose Muhammad III, who I said they should identify, got the entire defense to collapse on him, and then who do you know? It's Achane coming out the other side for the touchdown.
His 3rd touchdown catch of the season.
I'm excited to break down some more plays.
This is a defensive coordinator's nightmare. Right. A prolific first quarter for both these teams offensively. Pearsall in motion. Takes the jet sweep. Made a nice move. Going to get a 1st down. Tells Jacoby Matthews got to talk to the hand to pick up a couple more. Got 15 on the play. Pearsall, one of those speedy receivers. He and Henderson. We should mention, though, that Justin Shorter, Robert, may be their fastest guy not playing today.
Yeah, he's their big play receiver, averaging 22 yards a catch. He is missed, but right now everything is working on offense for both teams.
Going to hand it off to Montrell Johnson. Cooper making the tackle. He coming this week on Sunday NFL Countdown. Boomer goes one-on-one with Josh Allen, plus Matt Hasselbeck hits the field to go all access with Kirk Cousins and the 6-1 Vikes. Kick off your Sunday with NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Johnson in the backfield. Richardson got the edge and is gone off. They're looking at his shoe bottoms. Deuces, touchdown. Anthony Richardson on a 60-yard bolt across the Texas plains.
In high school, that was unbelievable speed he showed, great movement, and when he put the hammer down, it was over.
Oh, they got Winburn trying to catch him, Robert.
Yes, boom, he pulls it on the zone read, he gets outside, and then he puts the pen in hand, and he says, ha, 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 touchdown, baby.
He's in a minute 14. And back and forth we go. Aggies call for the fair catch. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
And right now, their playbook is looking really fantastic.
On the jet sweep handoff, that's Moss. And Moss picks up a 1st down. You know what I love about the Cadets? Their shirts always seem so well pressed.
Oh, okay.
I'm a sucker for those nice creases and well-pressed shirts.
Okay.
You know, I iron my own shirts sometimes.
Oh,
games,
I did not know that.
Thought you knew me, huh? 12-yard gain on the play. 8 seconds to go. Pass over the middle, complete. Nice grab by Max Wright.
Wow.
The tight end going up high to make the grab, bring an end to their respective 4- and 2-game losing streaks.
Oh.
King falls down, but he hands it off in time, and boy, Moss got tripped up by the 45-yard line. Well, here's what the Gators are missing defensively, and this guy is a key cog on that side of the ball. Dismissed from the team, Brenton Cox Jr.
Yeah, and the big key here is right there. He led the team with 8 tackles for loss. He was tied for second in sacks. So you lose that production, but without any clarity, we don't know why he was released from the football team.
King rolls out, delivers a strike down to the 37-yard line. Moose Muhammad making yet another catch.
Well,
Quinn has more.
Yeah, Coach told us it was the accumulation of many issues, multiple issues with Cox. And let me tell you, anytime you're dealing with a new coach, a new regime, they're going to be strict. They're going to lay down the law. And for players who stray from that path the first year of a new coach, that generally doesn't work out well for the player. So, you know, Florida trying to change their culture. Napier's a great culture builder. He did it at Louisiana. You see the completion, the moose across the middle.
Yeah.
You know, he schooled under Nick Saban. He schooled under Dabo Swinney. You know, like culture comes first for Napier.
And so far his team up by a field goal cue. 11-yard gain on the play. Feels that Florida's a great fit for him. King, another completion. And another first down to Max Wright, who's slow to get up. Took a big hit on the play. And he takes a knee, and yeah, he's a little shook.
Guys, Max Wright has as many catches in this game as he's had all year. So you see here, he catches the football, gets hit all right in the IT band. I tell you what, man, that hit really hurts.
Yep. Little blitz coming off the edge. Moss turns the corner and will pick up about 3 yards for being pushed out of bounds. 13 minutes to go in the first half.
Anytime you see a guy literally outrun a defender who has an angle, you know they got real speed. That's what Zach Moss just did right there.
It's going to be Moss again. Stopped up around the 7 by Dexter Sr. So third down coming up. We've seen Moss, we've seen Achane today.
Yeah.
Get the bulk of the touches out of the backfield and in the backfield.
Yeah. Devon Achane, Le'Veon Moss. When you have that much speed in the backfield, it takes pressure off of the quarterback because you can get those unaccounted for yards.
Red zone battle, the big storyline today. King fires high and incomplete. Tried to hit Moss coming out of the backfield. It brings up a 4th and 3. And in comes Randy Bond to attempt the field goal.
And a little unseen thing right there that just happened with number 8 Jalen Kimber from the Gators, defensive back. He sees that Le'Veon Moss isn't going to catch that pass, and he actually laid off of him to avoid getting a targeting call for hitting a defensive player. So you see the targeting call earlier in the game, and then right there, Jalen Kimber makes the adjustment to let the receiver just kind of go about his business.
Yeah, you saw him tangibly pull up there. From 24 yards out, Randy Bond ties the game at 17.
Stallings is hired. Williams becomes a receiver on the scout team. Reynolds a linebacker. It was Hugh McElroy
That you just did, and we really appreciate that.
One more on it. On the receiver screen, incomplete, intended for Frazier's. Right back here, 2nd and 10. From the 25. Gators trying to answer. We're tied at 17. Richardson going to hand it off to Etienne. Back to Q.
You read about these 2 young men, their quotes. Being the first wasn't the plan. We thought we were good enough. Williams talked about having thick skin and how it was needed. He went on to a really successful career at GE, and then he opened his own business. Meanwhile, Reynolds worked for 40 years in the National Park Service, working and running Death Valley, Yosemite, and the Grand Canyon. Both were extremely successful after football.
Yeah, so much respect for the Pioneers that paved the way, despite the racism they had to face, death threats at times, documented historically. 3rd and 8, complete over the middle for first down. Xavier Henderson making the catch. And just to put a period on that story, you talk about the professionals. Mentioned one of the Pioneers there, an engineer, had a chance to meet some of the prominent graduates of Texas A&M over the years, guys like the great Roland Martin, political analyst. You've seen him all over television, curator of the Black Star Network, doing great things as well. On the run, this is Etienne, close to another Gator first down, as Florida moving the ball well on this drive. A 9-yard gain. Etienne actually chose Florida over Clemson and a bunch of other schools. His brother went there. Sometimes guys want to make their own footprints, not following them.
And Mark, that's exactly what he said. And his mama said, we don't want him to go and follow his brother. He wants to create his own legacy at his own school.
And up between the tackles, this is Montrell Johnson. Stopped up by Edgerrin Cooper. Picks up the first down. Hey, here's our Week 9 Monday Night Football matchup. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens lead the AFC North by a game. They're in New Orleans taking on Alvin Kamara and the Saints. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN, Deportes, and the ESPN app. The Manning cast is on ESPN2. Our coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6. Etienne in the backfield. And he's going to be stopped up for little or no gain on the play. Robert, what do you have in store for us on Monday, man? I'll catch you all over my TV, man. You're all over the network, man.
Just having,
what do you got on Monday?
Just
man?
having fun.
Tell me where you're going to be.
Being a young guy, we'll be there in New Orleans. Would have loved to have the opportunity to interview my guy Lamar Jackson, as I played there with him for 3 years, and able to mentor him. But because of college football, I couldn't get the schedule lined up to do that. But I'm excited about that game. It's going to be a really good one.
Lamar Jackson must see TV. 2nd and 9. Comes underneath on this one, complete to Henderson again, about a 4-yard gain. When you say Robert Griffin is all over the place, folks, I mean it. I mean, nobody immerses himself more in the college football environment than my partner this year. He's run down tunnels. He's sprinted with the freshmen at Baylor. I mean, you are the man of the people, man.
I appreciate that, Mark. And honestly, I appreciate the Aggies out there because they treated me well during the tailgates. Being a Baylor Bear, they showed love. Thank you guys for that.
I'm just glad you found your wedding ring in the fountain last week at Florida. At UCF, pardon me. 3rd and 6. Richardson fires, incomplete. Heavy rush hour traffic. Chappelle breaking it up. Makes it 4th down. Interesting scenario coming up for Billy Napier. What does he do?
Yeah, it's a very interesting scenario because both teams so far have scored on every single possession. So that 3rd and 6 was crucial. Now you're sitting here in that fringe area. If you punt it, are you going to pin them deep, or do you go for it on 4th and 6 because you have a quarterback that gives you a great throwing option and also a big running threat?
9 of 19 on 4th downs this year.
Oh, I love the fact that they're going to empty it out here and give him some space.
Pitches it. Wow, what a play by Richardson. Tosses it to Johnson at the last possible moment. He was behind the line of scrimmage, right? So from our angle, it almost looked like a forward pass.
Which it wouldn't matter.
Yep.
If it's behind the line of scrimmage,
it was underhand,
you'll see it. It's underhand. If he's behind the line of scrimmage, it does not matter. He's going to break out this way. He's going to get the defense to come to him, and then he pitches it out to the back really quick. I just love the creativity, guys.
And on the run, it's Montrell Johnson Jr. Some hard running brought down by Jared Kerr. Boy, the discernment and decision making of Anthony Richardson has been pristine and precise in this game. 8-yard gain.
Well, in order to have that level of creativity, you also have to have intelligence.
Right.
And he knows in that situation, I'm behind the line of scrimmage. Now I can pitch this ball forward. It doesn't matter. Make the play. My guy was ready for it, and we're moving the chains.
2nd and 2. Gets it out quickly. Little receiver screen complete to Douglas. And Caleb Douglas picks up a few yards, picks up 4 on that play. Yeah, the mental acuity so far of Anthony Richardson has been beyond reproach. Came in completing 55% of his passes and has been on point here. So far today, he has gone, well, about to go over 100 yards passing.
And of course he wants that 55% to be increased, but I think offensive coordinator Rob Sell and Billy Napier are doing a good job giving him high percentage passing plays so far in this game.
1st and goal. And they're going to blow this one dead. We got a little procedure issue.
False start. Offense, number 58, 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
So they're going to bring that one back. Austin Barber, the perpetrator.
You know, Florida's got a little interesting rotation at tackle because we saw Michael Tarquin, number 70, have the 2 false starts penalties. And when we talked to them during the week, Austin Barber, they said, hey, he's the backup tackle, but he's going to play just as much as the other guys. Yeah. So they got a rotating 3-man job going on right there. They got to get the penalties out of that, though.
No dad's happy about that. 1st and goal. They run the little receiver screen again to Montrell Johnson, and he's tackled almost immediately. 2nd and goal. Hey, time to take a little inventory and stock of things in the SEC East and West. Georgia undefeated at 5-0. Tennessee at 4-0. Big one today for them. And then Texas A&M 1-4 in conference play. Florida, same record. Gators trying to get to 6 wins. Second and goal. Surveys, fires, incomplete. Marcus Burke, well defended by Jacoby Matthews. And we're looking at about a 3rd down here now, and Richardson signaling something there.
Yeah, and you see here just, ooh.
Yeah.
Jacoby Matthews gets in right at the last second and kind of knocks that away from the receiver. You'd love to see Anthony Richardson put that a little bit more on the front number instead of the back number of the wide receiver to give him a chance to make that contested catch. But nonetheless, great play by Jacoby Matthews. And I thought, aside from the ball placement, Anthony Richardson did a nice job being patient and breaking the pocket. Here they go again, giving him an empty set so that he can use his legs if need be.
It looked like there was another little bit of motion. 4th penalty.
False start. Offense, number 58.
All false start. All false starts, Robert. What does that tell you?
Yeah, we had one of the keys at the beginning of the game, and it said, who's going to be the 12th man? Well, right now, it's the crowd. They're the 12th man because the offensive line is struggling with the snap count, either on a silent count or hearing Anthony Richardson at the line of scrimmage. The fans have to continue to make noise, and it's going to keep throwing this offense off as they have 6 penalties for 28 yards right now.
Well, on the positive side, they got a little bit more room to work with on 3rd and goal. They run it with Etienne still on his feet and got down to the 7-yard line. 4th and goal. Jared Kerr making the tackle, and in comes the field goal unit. Picked up 10, not enough.
Yeah, sometimes you punt on the drive, and by giving this run to a guy as dynamic as Trevor Etienne, you have a chance. Listen, if he breaks that last tackle there and scores a touchdown, no one's complaining. But the fact that they ran the football there let me know that they were satisfied with getting points here and continuing this trend of both teams scoring on every single drive.
Adam Mihalik in, and good from 24 yards out to take a 3-point lead.
With the shovel and the stick in the bucket, and they just make sure that the sophomores are the ones doing that. I wouldn't want to be that guy, but hey, you got to earn your keep.
Evan Stewart on the return. I'd just lie and say I'm not a sophomore. That's easily solved. All right? All right, back here, 4:42 to go. King on the move, fires a dart complete to the 35-yard line to Evan Stewart.
Yeah, the throw looked a little weird, but he got it done. He got his back hip through. Haynes King has avoided the catastrophic mistakes today. Their coaches talked about them needing to execute a high number of plays without the self-inflicted wounds. There's a nice 15-yard gain there.
Evan Stewart, emerging star. They run it into the boundary with Achane. Stays on his feet. Man, for a 5'9" player, running back, he is so dynamic despite his diminutive stature.
Holding. Offense number 60. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
That's against Trey Zoon, starting tackle. Here's this week's featured ESPN college football game. Bryce Young and number 6 Alabama squared off against Jaden Daniels and number 10 LSU in a huge SEC West matchup. Coverage beginning tonight at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, as well as the ESPN app. So to bring this one back to the 25, it'll be first down and 20. Achane had 6 touchdowns as a high schooler right here in a playoff game at Kyle Field. Gets his hands on this one, and a scintillating open field tackle by Ventrell Miller. Textbook, Robert.
Oh, yeah. Whenever you got a guy with speed, you got to shoot your shot immediately, and right there, Ventrell Miller did that. The coaches say he is the voice of this defensive watch. Boom, you get out there, you shoot your shot, you double wrap, and you roll. Nice job by Ventrell Miller. I call him the ventriloquist.
Ooh.
You know why? Because he's the one that's telling everybody where to go, what to do. And their defensive coordinator, Patrick Toney, said he absolutely loves him, and his style of play could be in any era.
King over the middle, complete to Stewart again, who took a suplex from Torrance. Thrown down. I thought you were going to say you call him a ventriloquist because he's doing stuff, but his lips aren't moving.
Oh, okay. The coaches did
close.
The coaches did say he has an old soul, right? But when he speaks, everyone listens. They absolutely love him and his ability to help them implement this culture change that Billy Napier is trying to bring to Gainesville.
From the 34, King, clean pocket and a little bit high, intended for Stewart again. You know, it's interesting. Evan Stewart was heavily recruited by the Gators when Dan Mullen was the head coach there. And actually, Xavier Henderson was instrumental in the recruitment of Evan Stewart. Although I guess it's obvious he couldn't close the deal.
Yeah, he couldn't close the deal.
I'm going to A&M.
A&M's got haven't had one of the, or had the best recruiting class last year, and now we got our first punt of the day.
Constantino.
Championship playoff. It's the college football playoff, and more teams should be involved, and that's why I think it should be expanded.
Facts. Richardson off the play action. Had a ton of time and decides to throw it away. He had Henderson in the neighborhood. And it sets up a second down and 10.
You calling that the neighborhood?
It's a big neighborhood.
It's a big neighborhood. That's the kind of neighborhood you live in.
It's one of them gated community things.
There you
know
go.
what I mean?
That's what you used to.
Got that yard space.
That's not the neighborhood I grew up in.
It's where we're at now, Robert.
This is a true story.
On the jet sweep, this is Pearsall, and he's brought down a yard behind the line of scrimmage by Shamar Stewart out of Miramar, Florida. Douglas Avenue, 37th and 213th Street. Shamar Stewart with a sparkling play
First
here.
charge time of the half.
You're going to see Shamar Stewart. He's right here, jetting up the field. Gonna get off the block. No one blocks him. He's gonna make a play in space, and that's what's so special about both of these teams. When you watch them get off the bus and on that field, they look like NFL football teams.
Some would argue that, and they would be the first to admit, this has been a disappointing season so far for Texas A&M. 3-5. Richardson Well, I'm not sure intended for who on that one. Henderson and Zanders were both there, and it falls incomplete. So that's the first time, Robert, that Florida offense looks slightly even confused on that series.
It seems like both teams said, hey, we're going to score, you score, I score. Anything you can do, I can do better.
Right.
But then A&M punts, Florida's like, we'll punt too. And right there on that play for Richardson, I would have loved to see him break the pocket and go to the left. The tendency for right-handed quarterbacks is to always try to get to their right hand, But on the left, he had some real estate if he had taken it. Jeremy
Crenshaw with the punt. Fair catch called at the 25. Juggled a little bit by Moose Muhammad. Took a little bit of a shove.
He has his moment, and he's playing well in it.
See what they can do here in the last 2:04 of the first half. Achane in the backfield. Takes the handoff. Found a crease. And all he needs is a sliver of daylight out to the 48-yard line. Devon Achane picks up 21.
And right here, this is what you call a sliver of an angle to get through that hole, and he got there with a quickness.
Under 2 minutes to go. King underneath, dropped by Evan Stewart. Wow. It'll be 2nd down and 10 after that. But back to Haynes King. You know, athletics runs in the family, as does football. His father played at Northwestern State University, and his sister is a world-class gymnast at Texas Women's University.
You know, the number one thing Daryl Dickey and Jimbo Fisher said about Haynes King was he's a coach's kid, so he knows how to go out there and play the game.
Pass complete. Down to the 38. It's Moose again. Remember, he caught that touchdown to tie it at 7 last year against the University of Mississippi on that quick slant. Picked up 15 on that one.
Yeah, you know, Haynes King showing some nice movement out of the pocket right there. And Moose Muhammad III, his nickname is, is Moose. But I'm going to start calling this man MM3. He keep making all these plays out here.
I like that. You just get guys NILs. That's what you do. Coast to coast. Here's Achane. Nice gain by him. And Texas A&M with 2 of their 3 timeouts remaining. Florida with its full complement. And now it's time to see if they're already on the fringes of field goal range. They could probably kick one if Fisher wanted to. 2nd and 4, looking for a little bit more. King, a strike to Stewart with room inside the 10, inside the 5. 1st and goal with 1:08 to go. Evan Stewart with a nice catch and run.
Oh, yeah, nice move at the top of his route to lose Jason Marshall Jr. And Haynes King finds him. Yeah, got nice throw. And then, listen, you put the Jets on. That's what you're here for. That's why you are a high recruit, because of your ability to catch and run with the football. Now the Aggies are knocking on the door to get another touchdown.
King on the slant, incomplete, but a flag. Tried to hit Muhammad. He was closely, a little over-eager that time by Trevez Johnson.
Pass interference. Defense, number 16. The foul occurred in the end zone by Rule. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. 1st down.
Held him like a grudge that time.
Yeah, Johnson was all over him, and look at his face. He's like, oh my gosh, I was just there a little too early.
Yep. 1st and goal. Achane waiting for a signal. Touchdown. It took a little bit of time to make sure. Robert.
Yes, he is, and at 5'9", 185, he runs into the back of an offensive lineman, but because of his size, he's able to sneak underneath the Florida defenders. And as we always say, low man wins in football.
This day. Where exactly is Missouri City? Should I just hit my GPS and figure it out? Because yeah, I love the fact that
got to get this first completion or have a positive play here to get them.
Delay of game. Offense 5-yard penalty. First down.
Okay.
Wow. A delay of game coming out.
That would be
First
clock
play of the drive.
mismanagement.
Yeah, it would be.
How does that happen, Robert?
I don't understand how it happens at all, especially if you're Billy Napier and you got you guys coming off the sideline. You have to know what the clock is saying. And, of course, Anthony Richardson, when you're on the field, you have to always have an eye for where that clock is and whether it's going down or not.
Oh, a busted play in the backfield. And Richardson trying to make lemonade out of some lemons. They were discombobulated and disconcerted on that one.
Yeah, they didn't know what was going on. Richardson goes to the right, running back goes to the left. There's no pass receivers trying to get open for him. So we talk about that first play. It needs to be a positive one to get you on a roll in one of these 2-minute situation drives in college football. And not only do they have a penalty on the first play, but then they go out and have a discombobulated play, as you said,
right.
Mark Jones, for the second one. Oh, man, that's all bad.
Home team up by 4. 19 seconds to go, and they're going to play it conservatively here. Johnson stopped immediately by McKinley Jackson. You know, this Florida team coming into the game was 3rd in the FBS in yards per carry.
Up in place of Connor Wigman last week, who threw for 338 yards and 4 touchdowns. And he's come out here and played extremely efficient.
Rushing the ball in terms of per carry. We'll see how that plays out here in the second half. Pass out of bounds by King. Let's go down to Quinn.
Spoke to Jimbo Fisher at halftime, asked him about his quarterback. Boxers or briefs, regardless, this Haynes fits. It's the best this young man has played. Defensively, 2 keys, and that's going to be the defensive adjustments in this game are going to be critical. Setting the edge with their corners and others against the zone read from Florida is critical, as is corralling Anthony Richardson when Florida goes empty. He's rushed for 81 yards. They've struggled with that, and it's kind of scary for defensive coordinator DJ Durkin.
Right, Achane with the carry, going to pick up about 2 yards, setting up a 3rd down and long. Princely with a regal tackle along with Justice Boone on the play. Come on, Mellon, number 33 up front for the Gators. 3rd down and 9. Opening series of the quarter for Texas A&M. King down the middle of the field, incomplete, intended for Moose, and Muhammad couldn't catch it. Perkins in on the coverage and a quick 3 and out for the Aggies to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Haynes King needed to get a little bit more momentum into his throw on that one. He spotted Moose Muhammad on the backside of his read and kind of reacted to try to make the throw. But as you know, some of these guys can run so fast down the football field. If you don't get everything you can into a throw, you can leave it a little short.
Henderson back for this punt, perched at his own 31-yard line. Constantinu at his own 15, punting away. A returnable punt. Eschews the fair catch, and a good decision by Henderson. Still on his feet, bouncing it to the edge. A good straight arm.
That is what's driving this Gator offense right now, and they need more of it from him in the second half to come out victorious.
He was on his Robert Griffin right there, running the football, Robert. That pass can beat to Pearsall down to the 20. And a 1st down for the Gators. 21-yard gain on the play. Richardson on the fade. Oh, what a grab! What a miracle! Touchdown! Frazier's got in behind Smoke Bowie and set off the smoke detector. What a catch!
Oh, man, you can hear the silence by the 12th man right now. What a throw and catch between Anthony Richardson and Jaquavion Frazier. Look at it. One hand brings in the other one to secure the catch. Oh, my goodness. Anthony Richardson put that thing on him. Put it on Frazier's like Muhammad Ali.
Oh, man.
Go ahead, young man. Float like a butterfly.
Wow.
Sting like a bee. Rumble. Young man, rumble.
Down goes Frazier's for a touchdown. One of the catch of the year candidates right there. You just saw it. He's going to go into the tent and get checked out a little bit. His right wrist, he seemed to be favoring it as he came off the field. We've got Quint down there efforting a little bit of information on that. 27-24 in this high-scoring game just underway here in the third quarter.
So let me take you back to that touchdown pass. The first thing that Anthony Richardson does is he realizes that this safety is the only one that can affect this matchup down here at the bottom with this receiver running a fade route. So when he gets to the top, this is why he puts the perfect ball placement there, is because this safety is there. You talk about intelligence. It's not just about being able to throw the ball hard or throw the football far. Anthony Richardson put it in only place that the receiver could go and get it, as you see here on the pylon cam. Beautiful ball placement. Great catch by Jaquavion Fraziers.
Let's see what Achane can get done running the football. Going to pick up about 2 yards. Robert, tell me what the Aggies did well in that first half in terms of the run game to put so many points on the football and what it's looking like on the field.
Yeah, well, they were efficient on first and second down, so they didn't have many third downs. But even when they got to third down, they were efficient at third with 3 for 5, and their running game was getting to the edge, which is why Devon Achane was able to have a couple cutback runs with the Florida defense over pursuing.
But again, not much success on that play. Powell Ryland Jr. making the tackle. It's going to set up a quick third down as Frazier comes out of the tent after that incredible catch. Tremendous dexterity with his hands to pull that in while holding off smoke. Literally smoke. Smoke Bowie, the defender on that last touchdown. 3rd and 7 coming up. King into heavy traffic. He was fortunate not to have that ball picked off. Intended for Jalen Preston. And a quick 3 and out for the Aggies.
And right there, Haynes King kind of threw that one up for grabs. A little pressure in the pocket. Threw that one almost into a defensive team meeting. And we've seen them have 2 consecutive drives, not be efficient on first and second down, get into third and long situations, and off the field quickly. So you watch Haynes King, he kind of throws, he pulled a Eli Manning there. You know, in the NFL, we always talked about Eli whenever he was about to get sacked, he just kind of chucked it and ducked it.
Oh, he did, okay. Fair catch called by Henderson.
Intellectually, to go out there and execute the offense at a high level, and he won a national championship doing it, so he's not going to stop.
Incomplete. Q.
Jimbo's brain moves at warp speed, and every play he's all over Haynes. I tell you what, he was really happy with his quarterback's checks at the line of scrimmage, getting them into the right place. That's why they had so much success on first and second down. He was also enthused with the lack of turnovers. Haynes King, the book on him is that he's turnover prone. And so that and not carrying the burden of the outcome of this game are the keys for King now in the second half.
Great stuff, Q. Going to hand it off for nowhere to go that time for Etienne. McKinley Jackson out of Loosedale, Mississippi, making the tackle.
Yeah, big number 35 in the middle. Got inside on Richard Garage and said, hey, time to close it, buddy.
Yeah.
Nobody's running through here. I don't care what kind of garage you got.
Tell you what, that Florida offensive line talked about their prolific run game. That offensive line done a good job for most of the year in the run game. And Coach Napier is known to put guys in the NFL at that position. Richardson escaped temporarily, then brought down at the 23-yard line. The Aggies dial up a little bit of heat, and White makes the sack. So a quick 3 and out on the other side of the field.
Yeah, it looks like they're just trying to trade punts now, it seems. Shamar Turner got free up front, and that's a free sack by either team today. Shamar Turner made Richardson get out of the pocket, and then you see his teammate come and clean it up on the backside, which it's really hard to get this guy Anthony Richardson on the ground. Nice job by Texas A&M defense stepping up big there.
14th sack of the season. Crawshaw on the punt. And it comes down at about the 34-yard line. I thought I saw that years back when I did the game.
Yeah, what I do know is the 12th man has been fantastic today for this Texas A&M Aggies football team.
Well, King trying to turn them up right now. Achane tackled immediately by Ventrell Miller, the old soul of that defense. A guy that really cares about his teammates and his people and his community. Great leader. There he is, number 51.
Yeah, and Ventrell Miller's been a big part of helping slow down this Texas A&M offense in this second half.
King finds his man at the 45-yard line, Evan Stewart.
That throw right there was reminiscent of the first half, where Haynes King looked comfortable in the pocket, throwing the football vertically down the field. And we know that because they've been working this intermediate and short passing game, that Billy Napier wants his defensive backs to play tighter to the receivers and force Haynes King to throw the ball down the field and beat them that way, not just with nickel and diming them down the field.
King got man coverage down the sideline, incomplete. No flag intended for Evan Stewart. Jason Marshall, who is the best cover corner in the secondary for the Gators, stride for stride, sets up a 2nd down and 10.
And Evan Stewart and Jason Marshall have been battling all day. That nice catch and run Stewart had down the sideline earlier in the game was on Marshall. So, yeah, you see Evan Stewart saying, hey, he was holding me a little bit right there. What do you think, man? He's not going to just let you go out there and run free. The ref didn't call it.
2nd and 10. King under duress. Incomplete, high. And another dangerous pass. That's the second one that he's thrown into traffic. Good pressure by Burney. Amari Burney out of St. Petersburg, Florida.
Our guy Quint Kesenick on the sideline said that Haynes King, the book on him has been the fact that he's been turnover prone.
Yeah.
And he's had a couple throws here in the last 2 drives where he's like, I don't know if he should have really thrown that one. But they found the ground, and that's a good thing because he, in some way, shape, or form, the gods are looking out for him because he's avoiding those turnover-worthy plays, even if he's had some turnover-worthy throws.
3rd and 10. Throws it again. Incomplete. Boy, a great effort, though, by Max Wright. With a couple of sparkling grabs in the first half. And it sets up a 4th down. And in comes the punt unit, led by Constantino out of Melbourne, Australia. We didn't see much of the punters in the first half, and then seeing a bunch of them now here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, we didn't see those punters, but usually in one of these games in college football, it's going to be a punter from Australia when they do trot out there. Guess they're trying to get away from those spiders coming over the United States of America.
Spiders. You've been watching too much Animal Planet, man. Although they do have a lot of things in Australia that can kill you if they bite you.
False start. Kicking team number 3, 5-yard penalty.
Between crocodiles, sharks, snakes, spiders, more species of deadly animals live down under. I was down there in 5 or 6 years ago, man.
Okay.
You tread carefully out in the outback.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Mark needs to watch a little more Animal Planet. National Geographic. But today, Texas A&M in the second half so far, 0 for 3 on 3rd downs. They've got to improve that. They want to come back and win this one.
End over end punt by Constantino, going to be fielded by Henderson.
But for Billy Napier, at this point, your season is what it is, and getting to that bowl game gives you 15 extra practices to work with these young guys and continue to implement your culture.
On the handoff, Montrell Johnson Jr. eviscerating that front, and his legs still churning all the way out to the 41-yard line. A spirited run by Johnson, picked up 22.
Yeah, Montrell Johnson came over with Billy Napier from Louisiana, and he's showing you exactly why he brought him. You got a name like Montrell, you know he can run.
Richardson, this guy can run too. Put his hat down and crosses midfield, makes it to the 47. Andre White finally stopping him up for Texas A&M. 12-yard gain. Richardson's helmet came off. I wonder whether he's going to have to come out for a play. Jalen Kitna will come in. Redshirt freshman out of Tacoma, Washington.
That name sounds familiar.
Yes, it is.
But on that run, you saw exactly why Anthony Richardson is such a load to deal with. Not only is he fast and fleet-footed and can make moves like he's on a basketball court, but he also weighs almost 240 pounds, and no one really wants to take him down.
See what Kitna does on his first play here. Comes in and hands it off to Johnson. Ball might have come out. Texas A&M saying it came out. Officials beg to differ. And now for today's Aflac trivia question. There are 4 current SEC teams that have never played in the conference's championship game. Who are they? So let that hang for a bit.
Yeah, let that hang. 4 of them, huh?
4. I think I can guess 2. Second and 10. Double reverse. Pearsall got a blocker ahead of him. One of the faster players on that Gator offense. Across the 30 down to the 27. Gotta love that play call.
Yeah, I love the creativity there. You know, Billy Napier and Rob Sell, they're not afraid. When we have a quarterback playing and executing the offense the way that Anthony Richardson has today, you're going to use some of that creativity in it. And Ricky Pearsall had 5 catches for 103 yards against Tennessee this season, and they said this guy can run.
They run it again, and it's Montrell Johnson Jr. again. You know, you talk about the culture that Coach Napier is trying to build at Florida, and Johnson, one of the guys that came with him from UL. Johnson Jr. and ETN are really tight. A couple of guys that hang out a lot together. Their lockers are adjacent to each other in the locker room, and they feed off each other. There's energy and make that running back room better for it. And it has a permeating effect on the culture of the entire team. Napier's dad, also a football coach. On the handoff, Johnson going to pick up about 3, leaving them 3rd down and a long 4 to go for the Gators. What do you like here, Robert, in terms of a play call for this offense, which has moved the ball well for most of the game?
Yeah, it depends on what your thought process as Billy Napier is. Are you trying to play it in 2 downs? So you might run the football here, but I love what they've done the last few 3rd downs of spreading it out, going into empty formation, giving Anthony Richardson run-pass options so he can use his legs if the play breaks down, and that's exactly what they're doing right here.
There you go. You called it empty again, and now they motion into a single back. ETN in the backfield. ETN still on his feet. Oh, hit them with sauce for the extra yardage. What a move. Oh, he dipped those hips, and White was gasping in air.
Yes, you see the run here, gets caught up in the backfield, breaks the tackle, keeps going, and you talk about the hips. When I dip, you dip, we dip. But watch him get out in the, that one-step cut right there. NFL evaluators are salivating looking at that stuff.
9-yard gain. 1st and 10 from the 13. ETN gets it again. This time they were waiting on him. It'll be 2nd down. Got about 1.5 yards on that. Look at this move.
Yeah, the awareness to come out of a broken tackle and put a man on the ground like that. Ooh, might as well call them Band-Aids, because that man's got nothing but cuts.
Put him on his knees like it was pregame chapel. Richardson got a man. Touchdown Gators. Pearsall. What a bullet strike from Richardson. No, it came out. It came out.
Rooting on the field as an incomplete pass. 3rd down.
Let's take a look at this.
Beautifully placed ball by Anthony Richardson, and as he goes to the ground, oh, what a play right there.
That is back to us. That was
Jared
a great play.
My God, what a play right there, saving that touchdown. You'll see it here once again. Pearsall right here has the catch, but Kerr gets his hand in, and before he can get to the ground, he rips it away from him. Big time play right there by the Aggies.
Well, my apologies. We're 3 stories up. Looked like he was in, and now we get a timeout called by Florida. As Trevor Etienne now motioning out of the backfield as they go empty again. 5 receivers. Richardson got him in! Touchdown, Douglas! What poise by Anthony Richardson. Stayed in the pocket. Robert, you could see him going through his progressions there.
Yes, he went through his progressions maybe a little too slowly because they ended up having a couple guys free there. But his guy, Caleb Douglas, ends up winning. And look at the reaction from Billy Napier. It's like, yeah, you see? I drew that up. That's my man right there, going out there, making us all look good. Anthony Richardson is dialing it up today.
Extra point good, and now the Gators lead by 10 points.
But Jimbo yesterday didn't seem panicked to me. He feels like they're going to get it back on track.
Richardson's last 2 touchdowns have come in his last 4 completed passes.
Yes, they
in
are.
the American Conference.
But watch out, that wave will knock you over.
Under 4 minutes to go in the third. King trying to rediscover his rhythm, completes it to Max Wright, his tight end. Working against Shamar Games.
The Aggies have not lost 5 straight since 1980. Mark, I wasn't even born then.
Hey, man. That pass almost picked off. That's the 3rd dangerous pass we've seen King throw.
And when have they all come? When he's under pressure in the pocket.
Yeah.
Right there, Princely, Umanmielen, looking a little kingly.
Yes.
If you ask me. Getting after the quarterback. They knew that if they tightened up the coverage and made Haynes King have to beat them by putting him in 3rd and long situations, that the odds would be more in their favor. Haynes King has to show that he can get these 3rd down conversions in these situations.
Looking at 3rd and 6. Incomplete at the 40. It appeared like the official impeded the vision, obstructed the view of Evan Stewart, who gave the official what appeared to be from up here. Just guessing a little bit of a scowling, disbelieving look, but look how close this was.
The official, the umpire there's not, oh, it actually hit him?
Yeah, it did.
It actually bounced off his belly.
I'd be mad too.
See, Haynes King makes the throw. It bounces off the official. Evan Stewart's like, come on, man, who you playing for? You're not supposed to be playing for either team.
That's that CFL defense, a 12 man right there.
Hey, next thing you know, he's going to be pulling an Adam Sandler in the longest yard and throwing it right at the ref, telling him to get out the way.
Yeah.
Delay of game, kicking team, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Henderson back for this punt from Constantino. And it takes an auspicious bounce all the way down to the 21-yard line. No,
they real now.
No, I'm not that crazy.
They might choke you out or knock you out.
Have to bring some friends. Richardson wide open in the flat. That's caught by Henderson, and Collarden brought down about 2 yards short of the 1st down. Xavier Henderson, one of those dangerous incendiary weapons for the Gators. Frazier's in the ball game. On 2nd down and 2. There's that receiver screen again to Henderson. Picks up the 1st down and then some. You know, I said I'd have to bring some friends into the ring with me.
Yeah.
I'd bring my man right here.
Oh, my.
Now what are you going to do?
You bring in Desmond Watson?
If Desmond Watson got my back, what are you going to do now?
I mean, he's 6'5", 415 pounds, everybody at home. I like to call him supersized McDickums.
Yeah, buddy. Out of Plant City, Florida.
And he is a real player. It is not a joke about his weight. He can actually play the game at a high level.
Yep. Big-time player in a run between the tackles by Montrell Johnson. Shamar Stewart making the tackle. Talked about Stewart a little bit earlier from Miramar, Florida. Going to be inducted into the Pace School Hall of Fame down there in South Florida. Another member of that high school's Hall of Fame is our very own George Sedano. Pace High School. Great ballers coming out of the South Florida area, Robert. You already know.
Yes, sir.
2nd and 5. Richardson, a dart complete to Frazier's. And that's going to be enough for another first down for Florida. Man, people in Gainesville probably asking, where has this Anthony Richardson been every single game this year?
Oh, he is on fire today. And when you watch the ball, it just jumps off of his hand. It's almost like he flicks his wrist and it's at the receiver. I don't know how they're tracking the football, but right now he's putting it on him.
Over 400 yards of total offense. A little flea flicker. And there's that flick of the wrist to nobody close. And are they looking at grounding?
Yeah, that's
there was
what they're
nobody
talking
close. He was still in the pocket.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a grounding penalty.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 15. The passer was in the pocket, and there was no receiver in the area. Loss of down. 2nd down.
And Billy Napier incensed with the officiating. And that particular referee on that side of the field.
You know, what Billy's telling him is that there was a receiver that was supposed to be over there.
Does that count?
I don't know if that counts, but if I'm the coach, I'm fighting that penalty too.
Right, right.
So I get where he's coming from, but if the receiver was supposed to be there, he's got to be there. Otherwise, Anthony Richardson can't throw the football away that far down the field.
So it sets up a 2nd down and 20. From the 43. Richardson, no doubt about that one. Still on his feet, Pearsall with a nice spin move. Put the ball on the ground, got it back, retrieved it, and got enough for the first down. He was already down.
Oh, my. When Anthony Richardson is in rhythm and timing in the pocket, you just watch that throw right there, and it just came out like right on the receiver, right out of his break. That's why I said at the beginning of this broadcast, on that 21-yard throw, he made that look like a 5-yard pass.
Yeah.
That's how strong his arm is, and that's what NFL evaluators are seeing every time they turn on the tape. He just has to be more consistent like he has been today.
On 1st and 10, they gashed that front, and Johnson all the way down the 11-yard line had one man to beat, and Jacoby Matthews saved the touchdown with that tackle. But Montrell Johnson got downhill to pick up 24, Robert.
Yes, he did, and you might as well call him Johnson because he's making money today, running through the holes, getting the Florida Gators into the red zone.
Here he is again, and this time they are able to wrap him up. Russell Jr. with the stop. And time winding down at the end of the 3rd quarter. Etienne in the backfield. Make sure you don't get hit with one of those strays, though. On 2nd and 12, handoff is to Etienne. Picked up about 5. Tell you what, Anthony Richardson's been throwing some haymakers.
Yes, he has. You talk about the way it delivers off of his hand. Watch, it's easy, effortless. Throwing the ball down the field, making 20-yard throws look like 5. Every single one of those, it goes shoot,
Oh, yeah, you can hear it.
I mean, it's so fun to watch. We're having fun in the booth. They're having fun down on the field. And when you watch this guy play the game, you see why there's so many comparisons to greats that played in college and why NFL evaluators are excited about his jump to the next level at some point.
3rd and 9, and we're going to have a timeout.
12th man showing up again.
Etienne in the backfield on 3rd and 9. On the slant behind his receiver Pearsall, and Smoke Bowie broke that up. So in comes the field goal unit. He had him open too, Robert. Threw it behind him, it looked like.
Yes, he did. He had him wide open. Pulled up the linebacker with the play action fake. You see this in the red zone a lot. It's the play action slant with the fake to the back. He had him. He just needed his ball placement to be 3 yards in front of the wide receiver as instead of right behind him. They missed an opportunity to truly knock the Aggies out of this game. If they can get this field goal, it's not that bad.
Mahalik missed it. Texas A&M trailing by 10. They've had 3 and outs on 3 of their last 4 drives. See if they can get in sync here on the out pattern. It's caught and complete to Evan Stewart. Well, Tuesday we'll have the exclusive reveal of the next college football playoff top 25 rankings. Reese and the guys, top to bottom, have coaches' reactions, all that and a lot more. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN and the ESPN app. King completed the 32. That's where the forward progress will be marked for Moose Muhammad. Muhammad had that touchdown catch last week in the first quarter against Mississippi on that quick slant.
And you're seeing
a tie game.
Yeah, and you're seeing Texas A&M get back to what had Haynes King rolling in the first half. Short intermediate passes to get him going and his confidence high.
And wisely throws it away. Outside the pocket, receiver in the neighborhood. No grounding. They'll play it again.
And we talked about number 21, Desmond Watson. And right there, they just ran him on a TT stunt with him coming around the right side. And when you see a guy that size coming running at you as a quarterback, you're trying to get rid of the ball as fast as you possibly can. They don't build guys like this. You probably can't even create a player like that on a video game.
Right. Talented guy. Boy, King fitted into a tight window. They're still wrestling. They're going to rule it a catch to Moose Muhammad.
Oh, wow.
Just get off me. 16-yard gain.
Most impressive part of that catch is watch. As soon as he catches it, look at number 22, Rashad Torrance, almost immediately getting in on trying to break that pass up. Moose Muhammad pulls it in, secures the catch, just like every coach tells you.
They keep it on the ground. Achane's tackled by Dexter Sr. Under 13 minutes to go. Texas A&M looking for its 4th win of the season. They need 3 more to become bowl eligible.
You know what they really need? They need another rushing touchdown from Devon Achane. It's the 6th time in his career that he's had 2. He's never had 3.
King complete. Stewart with the catch and the first down. King passing the ball for 10 yards that time, and on the day they've amassed 237 yards in the air.
And one thing Haynes King has done extremely efficient today is scan through his progressions, and when he has a clean pocket, he's been able to throw well. But here in the second half, 6 for 16 for 63 yards. That's because Florida's been bringing the pressure and he hasn't been able to handle it that well.
Achane hitting that right side, still on his feet. Man, he's got great feet and hips. Down to the 30-yard line. Picked up 11.
You know, Mark? Yeah, Mark, we got 2 great running backs here with Trevor Etienne. Also, you talk about Montreal Johnson, but Devon Achane is showing you that track and field guys can do more than just run fast in a straight line.
This pass incomplete over the other shoulder, intended for Muhammad. Now, I want you to tell me, in your humble opinion, is Achane a track guy playing football or a football guy who runs track?
Now, you see, there's a negative connotation to that question.
Break it down. Break it down.
A lot
Robert.
of people say that track and field athletes who excel on the football field are football players who run track. That is saying that track and field guys just aren't tough. Right. Having been a track and field runner in my career, I look at it differently. I believe Devon Achane is a track and field runner who plays football at an extremely high level.
Okay.
Track and field guys are tough, and he's proven that down in and down out today.
He's going to get an opportunity here, cut back, and was stopped up after a gain of about 3 on the play. Ventrell Miller, the old soul of the defense, making the tackle. I'm going to go way back here, but I remember Ronaldo Skeets Nehemiah playing football for the San Francisco 49ers.
They nicknamed him Skeets back then?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yep. Different era.
Let that marinate.
Different era. Backside pressure and a fumble. King got rocked. The ball came loose. What a hit by Princely. And they recover it. It's Florida football. It was jarred loose by Princely as they collapse that pocket, and that'll give the Cadets a headache every time.
Yes, it will. He's right here. You're just going to see him rush the quarterback. Gets the hands down, and he says, "My name is Princely." Ooh, Miami Ellen.
Sol Ross would help students with their homework, and when students would ask how they could repay him, Ross would reply with, quote, "A penny for your thoughts," end quote. Now students leave pennies like that at the base of the Sol Ross statue for good luck before taking their exams. Hey, man.
They were crying, some of those pennies coming from heaven, you know?
Those 8 years of college were the best years of my life. First turnover today. Into the boundary. Yeah.
You said those 8 years are the best time of your life. What about the last 2 you didn't spend on us, man?
Hey,
Come
man,
on.
I'm still on campus. You're right. You're right. These are the newest best times of my life.
Oh, appreciate
I got to be
that.
specific. Yeah, my bad. My
Appreciate
bad.
that, man.
My bad. Second down and 6 for the Gators. Tell you what, Anthony Richardson has taken that A&M defense to school today. He's got his PhD in passing game. Over the top, receiver Henderson ran out of real estate. It's incomplete. Sets up a 3rd down and 6 coming up. Remember, they missed the field goal that could have given them a 13-point advantage on their last series, and were the beneficiaries of that sack and fumble recovery a moment ago.
Yeah, they were, and I just saw a guy, number 29 for Texas A&M, named Sam Matthews. He's a DB in the game, having to play a little bit more because of some of the injuries and sickness that's going on. They need to attack this guy. I just watched him in coverage, and he seems to be still finding his footing right here.
Lined up against Henderson right now. They come to the other side. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up. The Aggie defense gets the stop. Frazier's was working against Shuple.
So there you go. They off the field again quickly, giving Texas A&M some hope. You saw the coach on the sideline earlier throwing the haymakers, the body shots, and right now they haven't knocked them out when they've had the chance. Still a 10-point game, and Texas A&M is very much still in it.
3rd punt of the day for Jeremy Crawshaw from New South Wales, Australia. An end-over-end punt and a fair catch called at the 14-yard line. Achane in the backfield beside quarterback Haynes King. Clean pocket. And complete out to the 31-yard line to Evan Stewart. Nice looking delivery that time by Haynes King.
Yeah, it was a nice drop back, a nice, easy, simple slide to the right, away from where he felt pressure on the left. Steps up, delivers a strike down the field. You know, Haynes King in the first half, he put on Connor's wig and had the 12-man rocking.
Right.
He's got to get back to that. Help them get back in this football game with his arm.
Using his arm high again. And incomplete, intended for Moose Muhammad. Looking like a long afternoon for Northwestern. King rocked, fumble, ball came out and recovered by the Gators again. Burney scooped up the loose pill, and it's 1st and 10 Gators in great field possession Good hit by Powell Ryland.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We talk about the pressure, and you can see number 52 right there embarrasses the offensive lineman and gets to Haynes King on the fumble. And right there, Amari Burney, you can call it a fumble, you can call it an interception.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a turnover, and the Gators defense chomping on those Aggies right now, trying to put this game away.
Second straight possession with a turnover. Last time he got hit from the backside, and it came out. And that's the second sack of the day for Florida. Do you take a shot here if you're the Gators?
100%. You've tried to piece together some drives and it hasn't worked. Take a shot down the field. Take that home run.
Etienne in the backfield. Off the left side of that offensive line, running over Ethan White and Richard Garage. A couple of yards down to the 26, sets up a second down, about 8 to go.
You know, sometimes in football, coaches kind of overthink it. They're like, oh, it was a big turnover. They're expecting me to take a shot.
Right.
So they run the football.
One of those I know that you know that I know that you know when you just go ahead instead, right?
And then the I know that you know that.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the opposite of that.
Right.
But if they can run the ball effectively, it's not a problem. But 2 yards, they got to get more than that on these runs.
Richardson completes it at the 20. And Caleb Douglas was a shoestring tackle away from scoring, perhaps. Got the first down with under 8.5 minutes to go.
And I believe that was a check at the line by Anthony Richardson.
What makes you say that?
Because the corner was off in coverage about 7 yards, giving free access to the outside receiver. And Rob Sell told us in his meetings, the offensive coordinator, that they give Richardson the freedom to make those RPO-type throws in the middle of a play if it presents itself.
Made a good choice. And he hands it off between the tackles to Etienne. Brought down by Jacoby Matthews, but there's a flag on the play. It looks like that's going to go against the defense. 10-point Gator lead. Threatening to score.
Outside, defense number 6, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
First down, Florida. Etienne still on the field in the backfield.
It appeared that the Aggies football team was putting that cadet to sleep a little bit in the stands.
From the 13, Henderson in motion. The give is to Etienne. Some invariable, inexorable running in the shadows of the goal line down to Q.
Head coach Billy Napier, dressed in his finest Johnny Cash black outfit with the Michael Jordan shoes, pacing with the lamination. He makes the play calls, and he can sense the importance of this drive.
And it would be huge for them, Q.
You know, Coach Napier told us that if you go about this the right way, you can not only have success as a player and as a team, but you can have success in life. And that's what he's tried to bring to Gainesville, a respect for the game of football and have his guys be dependable and accountable.
And off again to Etienne, this time stopped up after a gain of about 2. Well, touchdowns and dubs, wins, that helps you build a culture too, doesn't it? And that's what he's trying to get done. He loves the fact that the location is very player proximity friendly in terms of recruiting. Said earlier he feels like this is just a great fit for him in Gainesville. At a place that's capable. Had a bunch of former players speak to his team this week. Get them ready for this game against Texas A&M. Little trips right formation on 2nd and goal.
False start. Offense number 87 never got set. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Well, there you go. Push it back 5 yards, and do it over again with 6:18 to go.
Called that penalty on Jonathan Odom.
That's their 5th false start penalty today.
I mean, they've been eager. They've been eager to go out there and run these plays. They got to hold their horses a little bit. And you talk about him bringing in players to talk to the team. A big piece of that was the players understanding what it means to be above reproach. Understanding that they have to go out there and get it done every single time.
Henderson in motion. Richardson hands it off to his back Etienne, who's brought down by several defenders at about the 5. Sets up a 3rd and goal.
And when we talk about that point of being above reproach,
right.
He said leadership was the biggest area of growth this team needed to make. But Mark, if I'm telling you, hey, I want you to go run these sprints, but I'm not running those sprints, if I'm telling you I need everything out of you, but I'm not giving it everything, how are you going to look at me as a leader and say, yeah, I'm going to listen to this guy?
Right.
So they've worked on that within their program, so these guys know how to go hard all the time and really put a stamp on what it means to be a Gator.
Johnson takes it all the way down to the 2, brings up 4th and goal. Looking at the sidelines, see what they do here.
Yeah, they're going for it, guys.
Right call, you like it?
I love it.
Why?
It's aggressive. You're up 10. Go for it right here. Let your quarterback know that we trust you. Give him a run pass option. And if you don't get it, A&M's got to drive 99 yards to go get a touchdown.
Yeah.
So this is a no-brainer. Go for this one. Get it in the end zone.
If there was ever time they needed the 12th man, it's now. And they blew the play up. Johnson never had an opportunity. There was a malfunction at the junction as the defense got there right as the handoff arrived. And it's going to be 1st and 10. The Aggies take over on downs, on life support, but still alive.
Oh my, the Aggies ran through that Gator offensive line like bad Tex-Mex burritos. If you were going to have a bad play, you didn't want to lose that many yards. A&M's back in business when we get back.
All right, 1st and 10 coming back the other way for the Aggies. King incomplete, way off, intended for Achane. Oof, ended up on his wallet. Wow.
He's been in a chaotic pocket this entire second half. Florida's been coming after him, and then when they rush 4, their defensive linemen are whipping the Aggies up front and getting to him. As you see, his production has significantly dropped in the second half.
That Florida defense, if you're just joining us, remember playing without Brenton Cox Jr. today. Dismissed from the team earlier this week. King into a tight window. And it's broken up by Jaden Hill. Hey, here's a look at next Saturday's SEC Network College Football lineup. Kentucky against Vandy at noon. 11 a.m. Central, then South Carolina is at the Swamp, taking on the Gators at 4 Eastern, 3 Central. And our SEC Saturday night matchup is a big one for bowl eligibility. Texas A&M taking on Auburn. All 3 games are also available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. And this one is caught by the tight end, Max Wright. Whew. First down.
Max
Good
Wright
grab.
having the game of his life right now. And you talk about those games next week.
Yes.
Florida wins a game. This game today, they only need 1 more to get bowl eligible. But if A&M loses, they have to win their last 3 to get that extra 15 practices for their players.
Win out. A daunting task. That pass incomplete. King getting up again. His uniform far from being clean.
He's showing a lot of toughness right now. You know, this is what players are supposed to do. This is what quarterbacks are supposed to do. You play the game. You don't complain. He's getting hit a lot right now. But the thing I love about what he's showcasing today is that toughness to get up there and continue to swing, trying to bring his team back.
2nd and 10. Incomplete. No flag. Broken up nicely by Marshall Jr., who was defending Stewart. And Jimbo Fisher is incensed on the sidelines. Fans perplexed. Either way you slice it, it's 3rd down and 10.
Man. Looked to me like Jason Marshall Jr. came over the back of the receiver just a little bit early there. The ref didn't throw the flag, so we got to move on. Now it's 3rd and 10. Haynes King has to feel like they're going to be bringing some type of pressure here.
Got it off just in time, incomplete. He felt the heat, and King hit by Princely. He is battered, bruised, and beleaguered at this point of the game.
And yeah, they brought number 51, Ventrell Miller, on the pressure. But our guy Princely, Uman is the one that gets free and gets the hit on the quarterback. And those hits add up. It doesn't always have to be a sack.
Yeah, you had me at Uman.
Uman. He said, Umi.
You had me at Uman. 4th and 10, no choice but to go for it, of course. King raises the receiver downfield, nobody home, and the Gators will take over on downs. Up 10 with 3:36 to go. I don't think he could have drawn it up any better for himself.
No, he couldn't, and I don't think anybody else could have called that run as good as you did, man. That was awesome.
Appreciate you, bro. That run by Johnson sets up a 1st down and goal. You know, Anthony Richardson admits that he likes to cut his own hair before games.
Oh.
Tell you what, he's giving that defense a lineup right now.
Oh, yes, he is.
He's a clean one.
He's playing like he's got a fresh cut.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that fresh cut will make you feel good. I didn't realize that until a couple of years ago because I didn't get my hair cut or lined up or anything.
Okay.
But it changed my life, Mark.
Oh, it did?
Changed my life.
Okay.
A couple of years ago, I got my first lineup, and the rest is history.
It was over.
Oh, confidence went through the roof.
1st and goal. Richardson certainly not lacking confidence today. Although they've stumbled in the red zone the last few times they've had the ball, this time Johnson brought down for a loss of a few by Shamar Turner. That'll be 2nd down and goal coming up. But right now, Texas A&M down 10, the clock their enemy, although they do have a full complement of 3 timeouts remaining.
You know, this run defense at Texas A&M is really going to have to ask themselves some questions after the past 2 weeks. Last week, they gave up 390 rushing yards to Ole Miss. And thus far this week, they've given up 284 to the Gators.
Yeah. And off again, this time to Johnson. Stays on his feet, got down to about the 6. That's where they'll mark his forward progress. Sets up a 3rd down and goal. Billy Napier would love to see them finish off this drive, though, right? I mean, that's obvious because they've actually left a bunch of points on the field today, haven't they?
They have, and he said when they came out they wanted to start fast. They did that. They scored a lot of points, right? 3 touchdowns. This game in 6 trips in the red zone is not going to get it done against the best competition in the SEC. So what would make him feel better coming out of this game is if they finish this drive with a touchdown to truly knock out Texas A&M.
Richardson hands it off, and there it is, lunging and scoring, Montrell Johnson. Touchdown, Florida. That'll do it. You can hear him all the way back in Gainesville. Johnson with his 8th rushing touchdown of the season, the 20th of his collegiate career.
Just your traditional zone running scheme. Knees down a little bit right there, but it looked like the ball was extended over the goal line. You know when your initials are MJ,
oh, okay,
you know how to ball.
40-24, and this one is pretty much on ice. Halleck with the extra point. Punches it through. 1:21 to go. An impressive afternoon for the Gators, and jump over the moon to get this win. Shoot.
Oh, he might have to do more than jump over.
Yeah.
Boom.
They're going to run it. This is Moss. Texas A&M has Auburn, UMass. They're at Auburn. They're on the Plains at Jordan-Hare Stadium, followed by UMass, and then at home against LSU. So those last two games are here at Kyle Field. But, man, it's, you know, it's going to be an uphill battle. Straight up. Moss stops the clock. 1:09 to go. A yard short of the first down. Well, Robert, you played football a long time. You know athletics. The great thing about freshmen is that they turn into sophomores.
Yeah. And these young players for Texas A&M they got thrown in the fire.
Yeah.
And they're going to come out better from it. And one thing that Jimbo said to us that stuck out to me was he told his guys, like, put that away. Whether it's the NIL, the transfer portal, the disappointing season, don't worry about that. Learn how to be all out all the time. Practice hard. What you do in practice will show up in the game. And don't do it until you get it right.
Yeah.
He said do it until you can't get it wrong. And I think that's the message for Texas A&M right now with these young players. Don't jump ship on them. Hey, they're going through a little adversity. That's okay. They'll come out of the fire refined. And hey, as they say, no pressure, no diamond.
Yeah.
They're going to have to find some diamonds on this team moving forward for them to get back to what Texas A&M wants to be, and that's a dominant football team.
Yeah, there's a lot of proud alumni. We're speaking with former Texas A&M and WNBA star Takara Williams, who played here at Texas A&M, and very proud of the program and hoping that things can turn it around sometime soon. Ball dribbles out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
You have to come away from this performance feeling extremely encouraged by the growth that he showed today. He came out, executed the offense, played his tail off, and even though at 5-4, that's not what they wanted when the season began, they did get a win today, and those fans can be happy for the rest of the week.